Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. Money, money. I know you like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's wrong. You don't like money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yeah, everybody knows about one of the things that you I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, Financial Health Network, the working class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Billionaires Book Club Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri, home of this year's 2018 Generational Wealth Building Conference. Going down in Atlanta, GA, man, April 6th through the 8th. You got a couple weeks, man, to get your tickets, get your rooms reserved, get your flights out, whatever you got to do, man, car, bus, train, don't make no never mind, but you want to be in the building for this year's Generational Wealth Building Conference. All you got to do is go to wealth.joincorteznow.com. That's wealth.joincorteznow.com. Get all the details. Grab your tickets. You can get a weekend pass, or you just get a pass for the particular event that you want to attend. But there's something going on for everybody, every member of the family, starting on Friday all the way through Sunday. So you don't want to miss the Generational Wealth Building Conference. If you are about building generational wealth and stopping the cycle of poverty in your family, you need to be around people who are doing it, around people who have the resources and everything that you need to get you on the right path. Peace, Rashawn. What's going on? Monica, Future Leaders LLC in the building out of Philly, PA. So again, wealth.joincorteznow.com. Appreciate you guys for tuning in this morning. Do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on YouTube, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, we will hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the month. So I appreciate your participation in that. But also make sure that you rate the show. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Let us know in the comments what you think about the show, all of that good stuff. And you can absolutely engage with the show. I see your comments in live in real time. 1,799 subscribers. Who wants to be the 1,800th subscriber on the YouTube channel? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not already done so, and type in the chat where you're from, and also the name of your business and or brand that you're building over on YouTube. I would appreciate that. Same with you guys on Facebook. Do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the share button. You guys know that is your price of admission. The price of admission to Talking Money in the Morning is a simple share button. If you want to give me a tip, then you can give me a like, a thumbs up, a heart, or whatever, those little things that float across your screen. You can do those as well. That lets Facebook know that we have some engaging content, and they'll push it out to more and more people. But do me the favor and the honor of sharing me with your timeline, with your friends, with your family. And I promise I'll try not to do anything that will blow them out of the water. I'll try to keep it conservative if you do me the favor of sharing today's topic with your audience. And if you haven't already liked the fan page, man, we just topped 67,000 likes. So I appreciate each and every one of you. But make sure you like the page and hit the subscribe button, because I not only go live for Talking Money in the Morning, I have midday motivations a couple times a week. You guys will also get a sneak peek of some of the hustle and love content as well. So you want to be on the notifications so that every time we post something, you get notified. And that way you can come and check it out. Today's show is also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement, man. If you are serious about building generational wealth and you have not joined the Black Wealth Movement, then I have to ask how serious you are about building generational wealth. Yeah, I have to ask, man. I have to ask. Says use Black stores, post your African descent on business here. Okay, I like that, J.R. Shep. He says at use Black store. So if you are African descent owned business, you can post your content there for J.R. Shep. So or Junior Shep, I guess is what that is. So definitely check that out. I appreciate that, Junior. But yeah, if you're serious about building generational wealth, if you're tired of the cycle of poverty, you hate that you and your descendants are having to start over, then there's something you can do about that. There's a new money strategy called income shifting. If you haven't learned about it, the Black Wealth Movement pushes that and promotes that, teaches, trains, and educates people on that. So you can learn that by joining the movement. It's $70 to start, less than $50 a month. You'll be able to run your membership and your business in the financial education space. We'll teach you everything you need to know to build generational wealth. Text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. We are a network of brothers and sisters who are serious about bringing financial literacy to the Black community for the purpose of empowering our community economically so that we can then produce the capital that we need to rebuild our communities. Today's show is going to be about leveling up. And I'm excited about this topic. I was listening to a TD Jakes audio, and he was talking about how Moses went from, being born, and then he had to be birthed into a different situation. And then he had to be birthed into yet another situation. Then he had to be birthed yet into another situation. And he had to be birthed yet into another situation. And I thought about my people and the willingness and the need for us to level up, but sometimes we don't recognize the signs of the level up. And as we're about to go from glory to glory, we do an about face and we don't even realize how close we were to the next level. It's that picture, that meme that represents inches away from gold or inches away from diamonds, right? You saw that meme on Facebook where there's one guy hacking away. He comes this close, literally this close to striking gold, to striking oil, to striking diamonds, and he gives up. And then here comes the next gentleman right behind him, and all he has to do is swing his pickaxe 2 or 3 times, and he breaks to the next level. I want to help you guys understand what it takes to get to the next level. Also want you to understand the signs and recognize the signs of getting to the next level. So when you see these signs in your life, you know what's coming, because believe it or not, some of you guys have seen the signs, have experienced the signs that were intended to propel you to the next level. But because you didn't know that this was a sign to graduate you to the next level, you looked at it as a reason for you to stay where you are. So if, my friend, you are going to level up, you have to understand that it is never, ever, 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 ever going to be easy. Leveling up will never, ever be easy. Never. So if that's the name of the game, you're saying, Cortez, I've been stuck at this level in my business. I've been stuck at this level in my relationship. I've been stuck in this level on my job. I've been stuck in this level, and I know it's time for me to graduate, but I'm having trouble getting to the next level. Well, that's a sign that you're on your way, because leveling up is never easy. Never has been, never will be. But you need to understand that the difficulties that you're experiencing trying to get to the next level, that, my friend, is part of the process. Next thing that you have to understand, that leveling up is never convenient. Some of you guys are sitting back waiting on the perfect time to level up. When this happens over here, then I'm going to level up over here, is what you're saying. When my kids graduate school, then I'm going to go hard so I can level up. When my kids get into middle school from elementary school, they're a little bit more mature. They can handle themselves a little bit. I can leave the house and leave them home a little bit longer for longer spurts, and I can take care of my business. That's their leveling up will never be convenient. Never. If you're waiting on all lights to turn green before you leave the driveway, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's what a lot of us are doing because we think that's part of leveling up. That is not part of the process. Matter of fact, when you see 2, 3 red lights as you're approaching, that's usually the sign to keep going. Because what happens when you see the red lights on your way? By the time you get there, they turn green. By the time you get to them, they turn green. So leveling up, guys, it's never going to be convenient. And when you see your opportunities to make a money move, you see your opportunities to make a relationship move, you see your opportunities to transform, to transition, and then the first thing that comes to mind is all of this stuff that's in your way to keep you from making that move, chances are that's the sign that you need to go ahead and make that move. See, we want to move, we want to wait for this stuff to clear out before we make this move. But no, if you make this move, then this stuff will clear out. Some of y'all didn't catch that. We're waiting for this stuff in our life to move so that we can level up. It's not how it works. You level up first, and then all of this stuff that's in the way, it moves. You level up first, then all of that junk in your life moves. Because once you level up, you'll realize that all this other stuff makes no never mind no way. Right? Leveling up is never convenient. It's never convenient, right? When you're going to level up, here's the other thing that you got to get, probably most important. There, my man, is AV Park Ball and Life Mentoring. Listen, some of us don't like this part of the level up, and this is the reason that we haven't leveled up in years. When you level up, it's always, I want everybody to put in the chat, it's always. When you level up, it's always disruptive. Leveling up is always disruptive. Some of us, the reason we haven't leveled up yet is because we don't want to disrupt. We don't want to put things out of balance. Hey, Regina, leveling up is always, put always in the chat, always disruptive. And I will tell you as a person, guys, I'm probably the biggest wuss you ever know. I'm so non-confrontational, man. It ain't even funny, right? And in my neighborhood, when you're non-confrontational, they call that being a punk, right? Because I don't want no conflict. I don't want no confrontation. Leveling up, it's always disruptive. And I had to learn that and be okay with causing some disruptions in my life. I held myself back. I held myself down for an extremely long time because I did not want to cause disruption. Don't want no confrontations, man. Don't want no conflicts. Don't want to be disruptive. I just kind of want to just go with the flow. I just don't want to trouble the waters. I just kind of want to flow, and you can't level up like that. You can't level up like that. Leveling up is always disruptive. You ever heard the expression, sometimes you just rub people the wrong way? Rubbing people the wrong way is part of the disruption. The reason you're rubbing people the wrong way is because you're growing out of the space that you're in. So because you're growing, You fit into this space, right? You fit into this space, and there was room on all sides of you. And everybody that was in this space with you, you guys could move about this space with ease because everybody was a certain size and there was room around all of you guys. So there was no issues. But when you start to grow, you start to take up more space. And all of a sudden, because you're taking up more space, you're infringing on the space of those around you. And now you're starting to rub them the wrong way, because you're getting too big for the space you're in. It's time for you to level up, and that's going to cause some disruption. With a disruption, there is always pain. It's always pain. It's like trying to give someone one of your kidneys, and you expecting not to go through any pain, and the person who needs the kidney is expecting not to go through any pain. Well, you have just disrupted both of your bodies in a major way. There's going to be pain in this disruptive process called leveling up. Are you ready to level up? Right? Are you ready to? He said, "That's me, but thanks to you and others, I'm growing." Yeah, you got to. You're going to have confrontation. You're going to create some disruptions. There's going to be conflict when you go from one level to the next. Why? Because the people on your current level want to keep you there. The people on the next level don't want to see you coming. Some of y'all ain't get that. Some of y'all ain't get that. The people on the current level that you're on don't want to see you go. The people on the level that you're going to don't want to see you coming. So there's going to be disruption. There's going to be pain. You're going to rub some people the wrong way. Get over it. And if you're not willing to get over it for yourself, here's what I had to do. This is how I had to trick myself into leveling up. Because I don't want to cause any conflict. I don't want to cause any disruption. I don't want any confrontation, right? That's for me. I can just be where I am, just cool, calm, collective. I can live in a cardboard box, don't care. But I had to think about the people around me. I had to think about the people around me. I had to think about the people that, if it says you need your rewind sound effect, yeah, y'all don't get that. The people on the level you're with don't want to see you go. The people on the next level don't want to see you coming. So there's going to be disruption. There's going to be conflict. What I had to do to trick myself, I said, Cortez, if you don't want to go through the next level, if you don't want to experience the pain of disruption for yourself, think about all of the people who need you to be on the next level. Some of the people that need you the most, you can't reach on this level. You have to elevate, go to the next level. Otherwise, those people will never go to the next level. I said, man, it's like my girl, Nikisha Smith. She says, the sun don't give a bleep who it blinds when it shines. And I use this example all the time because I think this hit homes with most of you. There are some people who are absolutely allergic to the sun to the brink of death. Very, very small population of people on this planet that the sun and its rays can literally kill them. What if the sun says, for the sake of those people, I'm not going to shine today? Then everything else, the 99.9997% of us who are not allergic to the sun, who needs the sun rays to survive, we all die for the sake of a very, very small percentage who can't coexist with the sun rays. That's what you're doing when you're refusing to level up because you don't want conflict in your own life. My little bitty small self was willing to stay on a level that I have outgrown for the sake of not experiencing the pain of disruption, and willing to live myself, but cause thousands upon thousands of people to die because I refuse to accept my assignment on the next level. Yeah, that's gonna sink in for some of y'all. I was refusing to accept my assignment on the next level because it was going to cause me some pain. I was going to have to go through some discomfort. I was refusing to accept that assignment. And while I was refusing, I was allowing thousands upon thousands of people to die who needed to hear from me on this level. Some of you guys have people in your life right now that will only survive, they will only make it if they see you at the next level. How long are you going to deny them access to the next level because you don't want to go through the pain of disruption? You don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want to be inconvenienced when it's time for you to level up. Huh? Black Knight says the other side of pain is success. You guys are going to pick a pain. Either you pick the pain of sacrifice, or you pick the pain of regret, but you're not escaping pain, y'all. Either you're going to pick the pain of disruption and leveling up, or you're going to pick the pain of regret, but you're not escaping pain. So pick your pain. Pick your pain. Pain of leveling up, causing disruption, being uncomfortable, or the pain of looking back 20 years from now saying, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Here's the thing. One of those pains, temporary. The other pain is permanent. See, when you get 30 years down the road and you look back over your life and about what could have done and what could have happened, that pain never goes away because you will always have that in your rearview mirror. You're going to pick a pain. And guess what? Life picks one for you by default. So you might want to choose that. So how do you recognize when it's time to level up? See, there's some things that happen in your life that let you know that you've outgrown the space that you're in. Sometimes we have these things that happen in our lives, but we just don't realize why they have happened. So all the women on the chat who've got children, right? You guys can relate to this. When you're about to give birth and that water breaks, we know that is a universal sign that there is no turning back. So all throughout the pregnancy, you've had some discomfort, you've had some pains, you've had some aches, you've gotten bigger. All of this stuff has happened, but you know that you have to live with that. That's part of the process. But when the water breaks, you know that's the universal sign that there is no turning back. The baby is coming whether you're ready or not, right? Remember, you used to count for hide and seek, and you would get to whatever number you're counting to, and you say, hey, ready or not, here I come. When the water breaks, that baby is coming, whether you are prepared or not, whether the nursery is ready or not, whether you're mentally prepared or not, whether the husband or significant other is there or not. None of that matters. The baby has outgrown that space, and it's coming. And it's coming in a very disruptive manner. Right? I'm sure ladies can relate. When I was listening to this TD Jakes thing, he was talking about that when a lady is in labor, right? There's not a woman on the planet who has been able to keep her makeup on while she's in labor. There's not a woman on the planet who's given birth in a pretty fashion and kept the hair done. No, when the baby is coming, it's very disruptive. When it's time for you to be birthed into a new level, it's disruptive in the same way. Some of you have had those water break moments on your current level, but you didn't recognize that as the universal sign that it's time for you to move forward. And instead of leveling up, you're letting that baby die inside of you instead of allowing it to move forward. Ready or not, it's coming. So some of you on your jobs have had blowouts with people on the job, not because those people are in love with you, not because you guys had this simple disagreement over the project. It's because it's time for you to level up. That is a water break moment, and that's your universal sign that it's time for you to level up. It might be time for you to bounce. It might be time for you to go to a different department. It might be time for you to seek that promotion. It might be time for you to level up. When you've outgrown the space, when my 19-year-old, who I just dropped off in Texas, that's why I was so tired and couldn't get the show out to you guys on Monday and Tuesday, right? He was 9 pounds, 14 ounces, 22 inches. Now, some of you guys have had the pleasure of meeting my sugar. My sugar stands all of 4'10" and a half. She might say 4'11". She stands 4'10" and a half. Right? She's about 130 pounds at the time. And we went to the doctor. She had about 2 weeks to go, according to the time chart. And the doctor measured her belly. And he said, this baby has no more room to go. We got to take it out tomorrow. Right? She had 2 weeks to go. We were not ready for our lives to be disrupted with a 5 a.m. appointment for a C-section the next day. We were going in for a checkup. We had a couple more weeks to prepare for this baby to come, but the baby had no more room to grow. Doctor said, this baby got to come out tomorrow. How many of you guys have been in those positions where you know it's been time for you to level up? You know, this is when you pass that basketball inbound, the defense coming to disrupt you. You know that it is time for you to level up. Water has broken, but you, out of fear of discomfort, you out of fear of going to a new situation, you out of fear, you let the water break. Well, ladies, what happens if the water breaks and you don't start pushing that baby out? And you fight back those contractions. When the water breaks, that's embryonic fluid, and your baby is literally going to die if you don't let it out of there. It's that time. It's that crucial. It's that critical. Some of you guys have had water breaks in your moment at your current level, but you're refusing to elevate. And I'm here to tell you, if you do not elevate, you will literally die inside if you stay on that level. If you stay on that level, you will die inside. Are you guys hearing me this morning? Some of us are literally dying on the inside because we've had that water break moment and it was time for us to be birthed into a new situation years ago. But we refuse to accept that assignment on the next level. Yeah, she said, Monica said it's called Pitocin. They force it out. They force it out, right? They force it out. See, the doctors know, but some of us, if we didn't go to the doctor and they forced that baby out, we would be saying, no, I'm not ready. And we be clenching and we be crouched and we be trying to fight the forces of nature. Guys, there's a universal force that propels you to the next level when you've outgrown a certain situation. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. So we said that when it's time to level up, it's never easy. It's never convenient. It's always disruptive. There's always going to be pain. You're always going to rub people the wrong way. Here's another one that you got to get. It's always unusual. When it's time to level up, it's always unusual. You always find yourself in a particular set of circumstances that are very unusual. These situations and these circumstances never quite make sense. The situations and circumstances that you find yourself in when it's time to level up. Some of you guys are in positions right now that you cannot make sense of. That's a sign that it's time for you to level up. Cortez, I'm just in this weird space right now. Can anybody attest to being in a weird space right now? It does not make sense. Let me tell you why. And if you guys want this TD Jakes, this piece, let me know, and I will share it in the chain. Some of you guys are in a place right now. It just doesn't make sense. You're in a weird place right now. It just doesn't make sense. You know why it doesn't make sense? And this is straight from TD Jakes. You guys know everything that I say probably came from somebody else, right? So I don't want you to try to hold me up like I'm some great something. I just listen to a lot of stuff and I just try to bring it and present it to you guys. But he said the reason that you're in this weird space right now and you can't make sense of it, Lord, why is this happening to me? I can't believe I'm going through this right now. The reason it doesn't make sense is because the only point of reference to something making sense for you is your history, your past. I can only look at my past and see, try to make sense of what's going on right now. But when you're in this unusual space and it's time for you to level up, it has nothing to do with your past. The reason you can't make sense of it because where you are right now has everything to do with where you're going and your future. The reason you're in this weird space that you can't make sense of is because you're looking to your past for some point of reference to understand how you got here. Don't make sense to you because it has nothing to do with your past and has everything to do with your future, has everything to do with your destiny. You just got to roll with it. You just got to recognize that it is time for you to level up. That's why you're in this weird space that you cannot explain. That's why you're in this unusual predicament that don't make sense to you. Now, let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. look back on your life, and I want you to go back to some of those times in your history where things didn't make sense to you, but now they make all the sense in the world. I want you to think about that. There were times in your recent past, in your distant past, where you were in a weird space. You were going through something, some sort of hell, some sort of storm in your life, and you couldn't make sense of why me. But if you look back on it now, it all makes perfect sense. Can anybody agree? When I look back on the things that I went through and the place that I am now, it all makes sense. Going through those hells, going through those storms, going through those dark and lonely nights made no sense. Made no sense. But after I got on the other side, after I accepted my assignment on the next level and I leveled up and I look back, it's like, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have gained this and I wouldn't be here. He said, now I don't feel so bad because most of what I say comes from you. All right, cool. So, listen, when you look back on your life, you can say, hey, and I know I've heard from some of you guys, I know some of you guys have gone through some dark moments. Some of you guys are in some dark moments right now and you can't make sense of it. I promise you, you allow yourself to take your assignment on the next level, 2, 3, 4 years from now, you'll look back and it'll all make sense. It'll all make perfect sense. And you'll start to see, hey, now I know not only how I was able to get through that, but also why I had to go through that. Right? Some of you guys are about to be thrust into positions of leadership, and you're in a lonely place right now. You're in a dry place right now, right? TD Jakes compared this to the time when Moses had smitten the Egyptian and killed him, and then he had to run from Egypt, and he ended up in a desert. He had to spend 30 years in the desert. He says, some of you are about to be thrust into positions of leadership, and you have to go through a dry spell right now, a dry place right now, a lonely place. So you know why you have to, you know why you're in that dry place right now in your life? Because in order to be a leader, you have to know how to maintain and sustain life in dry places. And that starts with you. In order to be a leader and to be an encourager and a motivator and an inspiration of others, you have to go through some lonely places right now so that you can know how to encourage, motivate, and inspire yourself. Huh? Yeah. See, there's reasons for those dark moments, those lonely places before you level up. Because on the next level, you might be required to spend some time alone. Because remember, the people on the next level don't want you there. So when you get there, you're going to be by yourself. So you're going to need to know how to encourage thyself. You're going to need to know how to motivate thyself. You're going to need to know how to inspire thyself, because the people on the next level don't want you there. When you get to the next level, it's going to be very lonely until you figure out how to navigate the culture of the next level. You figure out how to make some alliances on the next level. But until you do, it's just going to be you against the world. Because they don't want you there. Right? So you're in this dark season right now before you level up, because when you get to the next level, it's going to be lonely for a moment. It's going to be dry for a spell. Nobody's going to want to point out to you where the resources are. Nobody's going to want to show you where you can get help. You're just going to be there by yourself. But since you're coming from a lonely place, since you're coming from a dry space, you've been through that. So now you know what's required. Now you know how to encourage thyself, motivate thyself. You know how to inspire thyself, because it's going to be lonely when you break into that next level, because nobody wants you there. Right? Some of us, what we're doing is we realize that we've outgrown the space that we're in, but we're scared to death to elevate because we've gotten so comfortable in this place. So what we are doing is we are literally shrinking ourselves to stay in a place that we've outgrown. Can anybody admit to doing that this morning? I've done it. I've done it. Some of us have outgrown the space that we're in, but we're so scared of the disruption that comes with elevating to the next level that we're literally trying to shrink ourselves to stay in this space that we've outgrown. You guys familiar with muscle atrophy? There's a phenomenon that the body goes through when you're not using a particular muscle. It stops feeding that muscle. So anybody ever had a cast on any limb? I've been fortunate. I've never broken a bone in my body outside of a fractured baby toe. So I've never had to be in a cast. And let me say this: I probably have broken some bones. I just didn't go to the doctor. But you put both one arm in the cast and one arm not. So obviously, this arm that's in a cast, your body cannot use those muscles in the same capacity. So what happens is your body is smart enough to know that, hey, your body runs so efficiently that it says, why continue to send oxygen, food, nourishment to a group of muscles that we will not use? So we're going to keep sending this stuff to this one, right? To the ones that we are using. So this muscle literally shrinks. So what happens is when you're shrinking yourself and you are head and shoulders above those around you, but you're playing dumb. When you are mentally gifted, spiritually gifted, but you're dumbing yourself down to continue to shrink into these small spaces that you have outgrown, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself because you don't want to face the disruption. You don't want to face the pain of discomfort. You're saying to yourself, now is not the time. So you don't want to deal with the uncomfort of inconvenience because it's time for you to elevate to another level. You can't shrink yourself to fit into spaces that you've outgrown. Not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting those around you. Because remember I said that the people on the next level don't want you there? Well, there's some that just flat out hating on you. And they don't want you there. There's some don't want you there because they are refusing to elevate to the next level themselves. So they're taking up your space. Right? What's up, Vanessa? Black Mama Vodka and Tea and Cafe, Black Mama Brands, Black Mama Agave, Black Mama Everything is in the building. Black Mama CBD, T is crazy. What's going on, you lady? So stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that you've outgrown. Period. Just stop it, because you're killing yourself. You're killing those around you. You're killing those who are looking to elevate, but there's no room on the next level because your big butt is still there. Time for you to elevate, create room for other people to elevate. Did y'all hear that? When you elevate, you create space and room for others to elevate. And that's the part that we're missing. Last but not least, when we look at the things that we are going through, sometimes we look at those things as if we are cursed. I want you guys to hear me clearly on this. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever storm you're in right now, you are not in that situation because you're cursed. You're in that situation because you're blessed. Come on, y'all. You're not in that situation because you're cursed. You're in that situation because you're blessed. See, God allows you to go through everything so you're prepared to go through anything. Some of you guys can look back on your life and think, and you can see, man, I've been through everything. And the reason you've been through everything is so that you're prepared to go through anything. So that fear that you have of elevating to the next level, you've already been through everything. So when you get to that next level, you're prepared for whatever it throws at you. So you don't have to fear that next level. You've already been to hell and back. Some of y'all been through hell with gasoline draws on. So tell me again why you scared to go to the next level. Tell me again why everything has to be so convenient for you on the next level. Tell me again why you don't want to confront those who don't want you to elevate, those who don't want you on the next level when you've been in confrontation your whole life. Tell me again. You've already been through everything. So you're prepared to go through anything. I teach my athletes that I train. I see some of them going through the motion, and I'm putting them through rigorous exercises, and they're going through the motions. And when they're going through the motions, I have to remind them. That as you're going through the motions, what your body is starting to pick up on is picking up on that you are putting me through this as some form of punishment. And when your body thinks it's going through some sort of punishment, it rejects any potential for growth. So if I tell you to drop down and give me 20 push-ups, and you do that with the wrong attitude, and you take that attitude as if you are punishing the body, you do not get the effects of muscle growth because of your attitude. And when you're going through these life situations thinking you're cursed, you're not getting the effects of growth. So I have to constantly get on my young athletes and say, hey, you've got to keep the right frame of mind as we're training. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Some of you guys right now in the season, the storm that you're in, you feel like this is punishment. This is not punishment because you're cursed. This is preparation because you're blessed. That's why the Bible says, in all things you count it all joy. You count it all joy. This is not punishment. This is preparation. And there's a stark difference between the kids who can't make that transition in their mind, who train with me, versus the ones who train with me and they love to come to training. It's the attitude. The ones that drag themselves into training every day over and over, the ones who parents have to make them come to training, they don't get near the effects. They don't get near as much out of it as those who love to train. I tell them all that the good ones love the game. The great ones love to train. Are you in the midst of a training session right now that you've been calling punishment? Lord, why are you punishing me like this? What did I do wrong? No, man, he's training you up for the next season. Did y'all hear that? He's training you up for the next season. It's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to level up. But up here, the competition is stronger. Up here, the stress level is a little bit higher. Up here, everybody trains. Up here, these guys are beasts. These guys are monsters. So in order for you to survive up here, I've got to take you through some things that will turn you into a beast, into a monster, so that you can not only survive on this next level, you can thrive on this next level. Not only can you survive on this next level, you can thrive on this next level. So, how many of you guys understand now the process of leveling up? See, everybody says they want to do it, but they don't want to go through the process. And then when it's time, they don't recognize the signs. Can you guys now recognize your water break moments? Some of you guys are right now in the midst of a water break moment. Your water has broken. That means it's this birth of this new thing is coming, whether you're ready or not. Time for you to go to the next level. Some of you guys now know that the storm that you're in life is not punishment for something you've done wrong, but it's preparation for something that you're about to give birth to. But you got to understand how these signs work, right? Some of you guys, everywhere you go, you're rubbing somebody the wrong way. That's because you've gotten too big for that space. It's time to elevate into a new space. It's time to get, you're the big fish in a small pond. And everywhere you go, you're rubbing people the wrong way because they see you as the big fish. You shrink yourself down. You're trying to fit in. So when they see you as the big fish in a small pond, they're intimidated. That's why you're rubbing them the wrong way. It's time for you to elevate into a bigger pond. Are you going to recognize the signs? It's time to elevate. It's not punishment, it's preparation. I'm telling you, I have kids come over here and train, and they woe is me the whole time. I'm like, you wasting your time and my time, because with that attitude, you're not getting anything out of your body. Says, I'm being punished, so let me just bear and suffer through this punishment. On the other hand, when those kids come in and they train with the right attitude, they say, hey, this is getting me stronger for the next level. And the body says, you know what? I don't know what we're preparing for, but obviously we need to be stronger. We need to be faster. So it transitions, and that signal goes to every cell in the entire body, and they all work together to produce a bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, more agile body. Same thing with you. Now I'll leave you with this. If the Bible says that God inhabits the praises of his people, and you feel that when you're going through some rough times that God is not with you, chances are you're not praising him when you're going through those rough times. Because anytime you want to invite them in, all you got to do is send up some praise. But a lot of times when we're going through rough times, we don't send up praises, we send up complaints. And if I'm trying to prepare you for something and all you're doing is complaining about the process, I might leave you too. I'm saying I might leave you too. Yes, stay for the training so you are prepared for what's coming. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, if you feel like you're going through the storm alone, chances are you're not sending up any praises. So you got to praise him in the storms. That's how you get him to come in and walk through the storms with you. Right. It's the not being able to see the forest for the trees. Others sometimes see you, your elevation, and even tell you, but you can't see it. Yeah, so you push that elevation away. You're absolutely right. So I wanted you guys to recognize the signs of your elevation, of when it's time to level up, when you're about to give birth to something, right? And it's time. Sometimes we don't think it's time because we're waiting for everything to be convenient. We're waiting for everything to line up. No, man. Sometimes it's, you guys heard me say the saying that I got from my girl, Tracy Walker. It's not ready, aim, fire. It's ready, fire, aim. That means you've already gotten ready to level up. Then you go ahead and do it. And then you aim and straighten out after you've already fired a couple times. So that's it for today's show, man. I will put that link to that TD Jakes deal. If you guys want to hear that, I'll put it in the chat once we're done here. It's an amazing piece. He talks about, all of the different times that Moses was birthed, from his original birth when his mother had him, but then Herod wanted to kill all the babies. So she had to put him on a little ark and floated him down the river. That was another time in the womb. And then he got birthed again when the Pharaoh mother found him, or the Egyptian mother found him, and she took him into the Pharaoh's house. He had to go through another birthing process and became an Egyptian Pharaoh's son. And then he smote the Egyptian, and then he had to run into the wilderness where he became a shepherd. So that was another birthing. That was another level up process. Then God, once he got good at becoming a shepherd, said, hey, now you got to go back to Egypt and lead my people. So some of you guys can see some of those same similarities in some of the times that you have been birthed into different situations, and you're going into various wombs throughout your life, and you've been birthed from one level to the next, right? Some of you guys are in one of those wombs right now, and you're about to be birthed into the next level, but you're afraid because it's going to be uncomfortable. You're afraid because it's going to cause some disruption. You're afraid because you're going to rub some people the wrong way. You're afraid because there's going to be pain. You're afraid because of the things that you are in right now. You feel like you're being punished. No, you're being prepared. So when you come out of this thing and you go to the next level, you've already been through everything. So now you're able to withstand anything. I'm your boy, H Cortez. Appreciate you guys for welcoming me back after a couple of days off. So until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every one of you. Peace out, y'all.